Hey everyone. If I may be perfectly honest, today sucks. Um, it's a struggle of a day for me. I'm generally very positive, and today's just not one of those days. Today's one of those days that the negative voices in my head are really real. The struggle is real today. I'll put it that way. Um, it's been a long day. I feel tired and I feel cranky and I feel like I have the buckets and I feel discontent and I feel like I just want to hide in my bed with a cheeseburger and a chocolate cookie and not come out for like a week. That's how I feel today. And it's really funny for me to say these thoughts out loud because number one, they're so ridiculous. And number two, they're just honestly they're funny. But that's my negativity. That's what my negativity looks like. My negativity looks like just quit now. It looks like that's like the anthem of it. Like I just look around and no matter what's around me, it could be the most beautiful sunset and I'll just be like, make it go away. It's too bright. That's what my negativity looks like. So, my negativity is still a very real thing, and it doesn't own me anymore, nor is it very present much of the time anymore. But it does raise its head and show up on occasion. And there's definitely, because I'm very mindful and I'm very present in my day-to-day life, I am very aware of my behaviors. And what happens when we're present in our lives, we start to see our own patterns and we can see our own behaviors and we pick up on our own thoughts and we start to really notice the patterns. So I've come to notice that there's 2 times each month, the full moon and right around the time when I'm PMSing, that my negativity grabs a hold of me full force and it launches that whole, I want to burn down the world and ferocious loathing for all things systematic, and I just want to rebel and I want to, chaos, and I want to quit my job and I want to tell everybody to fuck off and I want to hide in bed with a cheeseburger. But let's get real, right? Once upon a time, about 5 years ago, I would have done all those things. I would have created all the chaos. I would have hidden bed. I would have buried myself in a bottle of booze or some other substances over this one feeling, over this one emotion, right? Over a few hours in a day of negative thinking, I would have just gone into destruction mode. And then I would have felt like such crap coming out of that. I would have stayed in it, right? So we see how that cycle perpetuates itself. Yeah. So, these days it's a little different. I don't have to do all that. I have quite a bit of freedom from those emotional responses. Those would have been reactions, emotional reactions. I don't have to go to those extremes any longer because I am centered and I'm more grounded and I'm clear of a lot of that stuff. But before, when I didn't know, I didn't know what I didn't know. I didn't know any better. I had an emotion and I would have a response to it and I would be off and running before I knew even what the emotion was about. So as I've learned to sit through, the discomfort and the darkness and the unpleasantness and the uncomfortability, and I've learned to breathe into these spaces, I've come to see that first of all, this too shall pass. Everything is always going to pass. You know, I've come to see that emotions are like a rainy day. Maybe the rain lasts 6 hours, maybe it lasts 8 hours, maybe it lasts 2 days. But the sun is always going to come out. The blue sky is always behind the clouds. And it's always going to pass. And I don't have to make permanent, hasty, destructive decisions based on temporary emotions, right? And that's really a big deal for me because I used to make so many permanent decisions based on temporary emotions. And, you know, meditation and breath work has really just empowered me in this area by so much. If I could just describe the difference, the fact that I'm sitting here writing and blogging and video blogging about this topic instead of, you know, burning down the world and robbing a bank and finding some drugs or, you know, is miraculous. I didn't have to tell anybody to fuck off. I didn't quit my job. I didn't yell at anybody today. I was even actually really nice to the person who drives me the most crazy. On a bad day for me, that's miraculous, because it used to be like on a bad day, I would tear somebody's head off, you know, and they'd be scared to talk to me. Instead, I got told, thank you for being so patient. So I got told, thank you for being so patient on a day that inside I wanted to burn down the fucking world. It's pretty funny, right? I think it's funny. That's nothing short of a miracle. You know, and we have to, when we notice our own patterns, we can act accordingly. We cannot react to temporary emotions and feelings. You know, so what? I felt unseen and unappreciated today. Big deal. Like, that's just ego. You know, our egos, we want to be praised, we want to be acknowledged all the time, all day long. And then some days it doesn't matter what anybody does. They could be pouring all the love to us and we'll still feel unappreciated. So it's our shit that we have to look at. We have to look at our shit and our own issues, right? So it's just something to think about. This is really kind of a leap off the cliff here. Jumping into the vulnerability, and, you know, Hug Your Chaos is all about embracing the darkness and the light. So if we can't be honest here, where can we be honest, right? You know, even the most positive people have the days and the inner talk that it's a struggle. And sometimes we have to self-talk ourselves back off that cliff of negativity. So it's just something to consider. You know, we're never alone in our emotions. And I used to think that I was, and I used to think that I couldn't express when I felt this way because I thought there was something wrong with it. I thought it was bad. I thought it was negative. I judged myself for feeling this way, and I never made sense of it because I wasn't present enough to link it to certain things. And when I link it to certain things, it makes it's okay. I don't have to do anything. I can feel this way and not do anything. It's a miracle. You know? It's hormones, it's the moon cycle, whatever it is. We don't have to do anything. So, I hope you found this beneficial, maybe related, maybe it resonated, whatever it may be. I just encourage you to explore your own emotions and perhaps journal, write, talk to a friend, whatever it may be, whatever resonates most with you, paint, music, anything. You know, getting it out, sometimes we can see how ridiculous our thought patterns are too. You know, when those thoughts are in my head, they're really loud. To stop trying, it's too hard anyway. Quit now, you're never going to succeed. Go hide. Burn down the world. When those things are rattling around my head, they're really loud and they're really powerful. But even as soon as I just wrote them, I laughed. So it immediately lightens the mood. So I love you all. Thank you for reading and watching and joining. I hope this was beneficial. Have a beautiful night. I'll see you guys soon.